Hey everybody, BigBlackHatMan here, and today I thought I was dead too. It turned out I was just in Nebraska. What? Yeah. Today's movie. It's not fair. I was building a house. Today's movie is very quotable. Yes, thank you. We've all got it coming. Are you done? For now. Well, for those who haven't figured it out, we're taking a look at number 4 on the AFI's Top 10 Westerns list. Clint Eastwood's 1992 classic Unforgiven on BigBlackHatMan vs. AFI!
Step over to the office and get the bullwhip.
A whipping? That's all they get after what they've done? Get out of there!
It was a matter of honor.
They're paying $1,000 to whatever kills the two boys that cut up Delilah.
So what is Unforgiven about? Well, it's about a horse. Yeah, and she's really mutilated. Off to a good start with this one. Not only is she brutally mutilated, but the local lawman, Little Bill Daggett, played by Gene Hackman, doesn't treat her like a person. No, the only thing he makes the guy who mutilated her do is pay some money to the bar owner for the loss of his property, so she's basically treated like a slave. We got some real good people in this one. The other prostitutes naturally do not take too kindly to this, and so they offer a $1,000 reward to kill the man who cut her up. And this brings a variety of bounty hunters out of the woodwork, including the Schofield Kid, played by Jamie Woolvid. He goes and recruits Will Money, played by Clint Eastwood. Money is a former bad man from Missouri who did pretty much everything awful under the sun, but then married a nice woman and had a family and, well, just calmed down and stopped drinking and was a good guy. Sort of. At first, Will Money turns down the offer because he doesn't want to get back into doing wrong for money. But after considering the fact that his farm is failing and the fact that he's going broke, he decides to go ahead and take him up on the offer. Will Money also recruits Ned Logan, played by Morgan Freeman, his old partner in crime. As they are on their way to the town run by Little Bill Daggett, the audience finds out it's not going to be so easy. English Bob, played by Richard Harris, makes the first attempt at claiming the $1,000, and he is beaten very badly by Bill Daggett for his trouble. Little Bill Daggett by Gene Hackman is a pretty villainous guy despite being the only lawman in this thing. As Money, Logan, and Schofield Kid head for their confrontation with Daggett, there's more and more contemplation on what it means to kill somebody and if they're actually capable of doing it. Money and Logan have been out for a long time. The Schofield Kid has little to no experience. And that's pretty much the conversation through most of the film. And then they finally do start conflicting with Bill Daggett, and he pretty much whips Will Money pretty badly. And then they actually do get the job done. But I don't want to give any more than that because I'll be spoiling it. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil how they did that. Just know that there's a lot of philosophical contemplation, and there's a plot about a whore. Yeah, that's what it's about. Well, the reason this one's a classic really boils down to being Clint Eastwood's best effort in a film, both acting and directing. It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. Take everything he's got and all he's ever going to have. And supporting roles are really great. Gene Hackman got Best Supporting Actor for his role here. You just shot an unarmed man! Guess he should have armed himself. Stop! We get it. We get the fact that the movie's quotable. There's a lot of really great quotes from this movie that can be repeated over and over. You know that's right. Thank you. The reasons for this one being a classic are pretty simple. This is the newest film on the list, but this was an instant classic because almost everybody recognized just how great this film was. I mean, it came out in February and won Academy Awards that were given out in January, literally a year later almost. People just recognized this film. They recognized the directing style, the acting, everything about it, and it has a very deeply philosophical tone. The meditations in depth on this film are very, very interesting. It's hard to ignore how deep this film is at times. And that depth really struck people. It struck people there's no real good guy in this film. Will Money is a bad person. Clint Eastwood's character is a bad guy. He killed people. He killed women and children. And feels very little remorse for it, honestly. But he's not the bad guy. He's not the good guy. He's close to the good guy. Bill Daggett's a lawman. Shouldn't he be our good guy? No, he's terrible. And this philosophical debate is beautifully set up in the film, and people recognize that. They recognize the story, the interest of the whore not being treated like a person, and how she has turned to these bad men. It's also beautiful, and so that's why this film is a classic. Simply put, I love this movie. But I wasn't allowed to watch it when it came out in theaters. Yes, that's true, but I was 10 when this PG-13 movie came out, and even though this is the only film released in my lifetime on the list, and one I really like. I didn't actually see it in the theater, which is kind of too bad in a way, since it's the only one that I could have seen upon its initial release. Just because of circumstances of being a little too young, I didn't get to see it. But I wanted to see it when it came out. Tyrants and fascists in my way. Oppressionists! Hey, you're talking about my parents. Our parents. No, still my parents. They were just doing the parenting thing where they weren't sure it was an appropriate film. I still feel cheated. Whatever. Listen, I really like this film. I love this film. This film is so deep and great. The first time I saw this film in the mid-90s, I didn't even understand all the philosophy behind it. I just really appreciate the clever dialogue, which I've quoted already quite a bit. There's actually funny moments in this deep, dark film. And they work really well. They're not overwhelmingly funny, but they are humorous. But this film does some philosophical things that are so interesting. If you look at the span of Clint Eastwood's career in westerns, where he started off in the Dollar Trilogy, death is very casual. People are gunned down, and it's not given a second thought. In this film, no one dies without a lot of thought behind it, a lot of weight. And it really turns westerns on its ear. It turns the whole spaghetti western tradition Clint Eastwood came out of on its ear. It says, we're kind of wrong. Death should not be treated casually. Death is a very important thing. Clint sort of ran with this theme in his career since this time because it worked so well for him here, and he really grasped it well. It worked so well. I really like this film for those reasons. The deep, dark, philosophical meanings behind things in this film. It's pretty obvious. It's on the surface. It's not like they're using any iconography or anything particularly that an audience won't pick up on. But they do it really well. It's very contemplative, very meditative, and I really like that. It's my kind of movie. So does it deserve its rank? Well, no. What? No, I'm just screwing with you. Of course it does. In fact, if anything, I'd like to have it higher. I'm just messing with you. You are a Whoa, 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 whoa! This is a family show. Tone it down. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just feeling the stress of saving the show from a moron. We are still the same person. I am still the same person. You get it. Not if you don't start making things right with John Wayne. Okay, whatever. Does this film deserve its rank? Well, yeah, it does. It deserves to be in the top 10. In fact, I'm going to put out my own top 10 here after I'm done with this list. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's even higher on my list, number 4. As I said, this film has a very deep philosophy to it. And it's got really clever dialogue, really well acted. There's very little to complain about for me in this film. I really would like detractors to give me something to dislike about the movie because I see very little. I really, really enjoy this film. And I know this film does have detractors, and so I really want to hear from you. If you don't like Unforgiven, please give me some reasons why, because I don't see them. This film is almost perfect in my mind. Now, it's not my favorite all-time Western. I'll go ahead and give that away. But it's really, really good. And it's Clint Eastwood at his best. It's Clint Eastwood taking his whole career and turning it on its ear. He's just saying, those films were good, but we did something wrong in those films, and here it is, and philosophically, I'm going to present it to you in this film. I'm going to have this whole film dedicated to an idea that maybe we weren't right about some things. And it works so well, and it's so well acted, and the music in this film is really subtle and well played throughout. The cinematography is really gritty. It looks a little bit like the old spaghetti westerns in a way at times. Maybe not quite on that level of grittiness, but it's got a lot of those similar things. You can tell Eastwood learned a lot from Sergio Leone during his time working with him. Also Don Siegel, but that's a different story. So this film, to me, is a great Western. It is a great film. In fact, if you don't like Westerns, you should watch this movie because honestly, it's so well acted and so well done and such clever dialogue and everything about this film is solid in my mind. I don't see any reason not to watch this movie. Even if you do not like Westerns, this is a good film to watch. So yeah, it deserved its rank. It's not even hard for me to even contemplate that. It deserved to be on this list. If this list had been done without this film, I probably wouldn't even take it on this list. I'd probably thrown it out for any validity at all. that's pretty much my thoughts on it. So there you go. There's Unforgiven. So happy trails. Here's number 3. Watch out for those rough patches. I should have tried harder to do a Clint Eastwood impression in this video. I thought about it, but I thought, nah, it's going to sound really, really bad if I do Clint Eastwood. It'll sound like Batman. I won't do any better job than Christian Bale. No, that's awful. I apologize for even trying. It's almost as awful as my John Wayne. Well, yeah, no, there. Yeah, I'm a terrible impressionist. I apologize.
Thank you.